Guess who's back? Back again. Lisa's back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? 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 Guess who's back?
What you say?
I told you that it's time to start the show.
That you only meant well.
Yeah, the show's gonna do well.
Of course you did. What you say?
I said let's go.
That it's all for the best.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be like the best podcast.
What you say?
God, do I have to keep repeating myself?
Just what do we need? Be you decided this.
Hold up, I
What
thought we
you
both
say?
decided to do this.
What did she say?
I said let's start the show.
Hey everyone, welcome to What You Say? An OC podcast. My name's Lise Daly.
And I'm Scott Daly.
And together,
We're the Dailies. And we are back.
Back again.
Stop it. Turns
Guess
out,
who's back? Guys, this is what I sound like, in case you forgot. My name is Elise.
we did that part already.
Elise.
We did that.
Elise. It doesn't matter. You can put the emphasis, the ah or the eh. Continue, Scotty.
Turns out our trip to Tahiti took both of us way longer than they thought.
When did we go to Tahiti?
It's a joke, babe, because that's probably...
No one's going anywhere now.
We are back and ready to discuss season 2 of the OC.
That's right, Scotty.
This week, the premiere episode, season 2, episode 1, The Distance.
So if you remember what we said before we went on our break, we're looking to retool our episodes a bit, spend less time on the overall summary and the beep section. So you won't hear me doing that anymore, guys. Sorry, I know. But we're just going to spend more time on what everyone's here for. Me.
Yes, exactly. More time on Elise.
Yes.
Take a listen and let us know if you like this new format better.
Yeah.
Or also, I'm going to plug in some audios from the show because I have this fancy new contraption called a CD player.
And you know why else? Because no one listening to this watches the show. So
Yeah.
now they'll actually get to hear what these people sound like.
Yeah, and actually, in the time since we last came together to talk about the OC, they took it off of Hulu.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Good luck, everyone.
I heard it's coming on to Amazon Prime, though, is what I've heard. I don't know if
is
that's
it?
true, but that's what I've heard. We
don't
are
know.
fortunate enough to have all the digital video discs.
You're welcome.
Hey, did anything else happen since we last did this podcast? I think our last episode came out on March 6th. Has anything
No,
happened?
Nothing's happened,
since then?
Scott. The world has continued exactly the same way.
You know, I guess you could kind of say that the world...
It ended when we stopped, Scott.
It needs us.
Oh my gosh.
It needs
now,
us.
That's right. We stopped and the world ended. And now that we're continuing again, everything's going to be better.
We can never stop this podcast ever.
I never made that connection until right now.
When we finish with season 4, we're going to have to start over again with season 1 or the world is fucked.
That's true, Scott. I never thought about that.
All right.
We owe it to the people.
We do. We owe it to the people. We're happy to be back. We're excited. I
Yeah.
hope you guys are as well. We're going to be talking, like I said, about season 2, episode 1, The Distance. But I think before we do that,
Okay.
we got something else to do. What is that, Elise?
The Rosies and Thorny show?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been a while since we've done the Rosies and Thornies.
I think we have to explain what the Rosies and Thorny show is.
The Rosies and Thornies. Well, a rose, ever so beautiful, yet ever so cruel at the same time. The beautiful, the flower, the petals, and the stem
Sure.
with the thorns.
Yeah.
Someone in a book that I just read had commented about how weird they think it is that people cut flowers' reproductive organs off and they hand them to other people as gifts.
So would you please continue that thought with what you're thinking about right now? Because you're imagining giving a penis as a gift to someone. And I know you
No,
are.
I'm not.
You just don't want to say the word penis.
No,
'cause it
I
makes
wasn't actually picturing that. I was
a
picturing
vagina?
roses.
A vagina.
Roses.
So
Neither of those things smell like roses.
can we do the Rosies and Thornies thing now?
Yeah, I explained it good enough, right? So we always say the highlight and the low light.
We do it over past week, but
So we have some
seeing as
good
how
depth.
it's been 2 months since we've done it, we're we're going to say rosies and thornies of the quarantine, because we are all staying at home, social distancing, and you have been working from home since basically our last episode. I have been a series of working from home, taking vacation, and then lastly, not having a job anymore, which I guess we can just jump right into it. That's going to go ahead and be my thorn for the episode. Is I am furloughed, so I don't have a job right now.
Yeah.
And that's not fun. I mean, look, here's the thing. We are a 2-person household. You are still having money come in. And so
You're welcome.
We are fortunate enough to not only have you having money come in, but we also have enough money in savings to where we'll be okay for a while. Not forever, but
no, not forever.
I have no idea how long it's going to last. So we're just kind of in limbo. It's not a fun experience. I don't know if anyone out there has been furloughed before. It's not fun, especially when you don't know when it's going to end.
They start with the same letter. Why aren't they the same thing?
I don't know. So that's me. This is week 3 of furlough for me. And, just hanging out at home all the time, every day. But doing okay.
Good.
That's my thorn. What's your
Glad
thorn?
you're doing okay. Well, all these businesses are shut down. And, it's just quarantine, so it's just the same thing. But, one thing that I've really missed, Scott,
What's that?
is getting my hair cut.
I can't believe my thorn is I don't have a job. And yours is
I have a job.
my hair is too long.
My hair is really
My hair
long.
is so long.
Guys, I know that you can't really see me.
It's so long.
But I typically have my hair around my collarbone, right above my shoulder. Like, it's usually pretty short. Right now, it's a good, 5 inches, maybe 6 longer than it normally is.
Yeah.
And it's really bothering me.
Seriously.
I know.
You should go protest. You should go protest in front of the city. And
Well, the deal is,
tell them to open the salon.
If I didn't have such a good relationship with my hairstylist, and I didn't go to her for so long and just know that I trust her with my hair, I would go somewhere else that would have been open, or I would have asked someone to cut it, but I just can't do that to her because, we're tight.
We're tight. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, we live in Texas, and so the salons are opening up again anyway, which
June 1st.
may or may not be a good thing. I'm going to go with not. But
I'm going to go June 1st.
It might be okay by then. I don't know.
I also made an appointment for a color.
Cool.
In August. And they said, we're going to hope that things are not as crazy as they are right now.
That's very optimistic. Very optimistic.
I know.
We'll see. So I'm sorry your hair's long. I think it looks fine. I think your
I know, everyone's been complimenting
your entire
it.
family was like they saw you yesterday and they're like, oh my God, it looks great. I love it. And your sister, who's in fashion, so she knows what she's talking about.
Yeah, she does. Okay, Scott, what's been good about this whole quarantine thing?
There's a lot that's been good out of it. And I don't want to be one of those people that's been like, oh, this is opened my eyes to the way that we're living. But here's the thing. I'm not working right now. So while there are a lot of stresses and anxieties that go along with that, there's also a lot of free time. Before this whole quarantine, one of the reasons we took the break on the show is because I was doing 2 deep dive, heavy read podcasts a week. I was doing the Doofcast, where we're reviewing a movie every week, and I was doing this, and it was
Some might say too much.
It was just too much, and we finished the season and figured it was a great time to take a break. And in the meantime, I have gone from working 2 jobs to working 1 job. The one of the big podcasts, We've Got Ward, is ending this week, which is why we're back now, because that show is over.
Just had to get that in, didn't you?
Yeah, because we're doing a live stream of that tomorrow at 9:30 p.m. Central Time. And
Stop
you should
advertising. You're on a different show.
Babe, I gotta be hustling. Always hustling. This is my only income now. Holy shit.
Guys, you need to listen to all of his podcasts, please.
And I don't even take salary out of Doof. It's my only income, and it's at 0.
That's true.
The point is that I've had a lot of time, and I've used that time to work on projects, to just have two jobs at the same time was a very stressful life. I was always going. I had long lists of stuff I had to do for both jobs every week, and it's allowed me to space it out. I've been playing video games for the first time. I'm streaming them. I'm doing this Final Fantasy Furlough project where I'm playing through each and every one of the Final Fantasy games from 1 to 15 in a row. I'm on 2, so this is gonna take a while. I don't know what I was thinking. But I've been enjoying my life. Our dogs are loving it.
Yeah, they are.
And so, yes, I mean, I'm in a constant state of anxiety about my job situation, the world, my family. I have older parents that are close enough to the risk zone, or where it starts to elevate, that it makes you nervous. It's scared. And so it's been stressful, but I've gotten a lot done in my own personal life, and it has been nice hanging out with you every day, not having to sit in traffic, just getting to hang out with you.
Oh,
so
it's the first time you've said that.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Well, see, I guess it is, because here's what we have to tell the listeners. Elise and I actually haven't had a conversation with each other since we stopped doing this show. We don't talk.
No,
unless
we just
there's
sit
microphones
in separate
front
rooms.
of us. Yeah, exactly. Doors
we
closed.
We just stare at each other and then we think that telepathy will work.
I wait till you go to bed, and then I climb in bed, and then you're up while I'm still asleep, and we just, ships passing in the night.
True. The only way that I talk to you is if I call you on the phone and FaceTime you.
Yeah, that's annoying when you're in the other room. Just come in and say, "Hey, Scott."
No.
Hey, what's your quarantine rose?
I guess mine's actually kind of the same thing. I've actually gotten to slow down. And everyone knows how much I love my sleep on this show. If you've listened before, I really value sleep. And,
It's true.
And this has been one thing where I've been able to really get some good sleep, have a new schedule, had to get my schedule, had to get my routine down. Once I had my routine, it's all been smooth sailing since then. It's a little rocky at first. Like, well, what do I want to do then? When do I want to wake up? When am I going to work out? What is this? What is that?
Yeah, I think
got it down now.
Getting into a routine has been pretty important. I shower every day. For a while there, I was showering every few days, because what the fuck does it matter? I'm showering every day now, putting on deodorant. You got to remember to do that, folks. You still stink even if you're only being smelled by your wife.
That's true.
And your dog.
It's true. You don't always smell like roses, Scott.
Sometimes you smell like thorns.
It's true.
So yeah, that's it. We'll be back next week with some more rosies and thornies about our personal lives. I don't know how much the highlights and lowlights of our week are going to be when it's the same thing every day. I don't know. We'll see.
Scott.
What?
We just got to look for the little things.
Sure.
Highlight those little things.
Sure.
And really be very meticulous about the things that we hate. We'll just pick our lives apart until we realize that they're really awful.
Yep.
It's all for you guys. It's all for you. Yep. So before we get into season 2, I think we're going to have to refresh everyone's memory about what happened at the end of season 1. And the OC, Scott, it's got our back.
Last season on the OC.
Teresa's pregnant.
You don't have to leave.
And come with me.
I'm leaving. Can't let Teresa do this by herself.
Oh my God! It's a palace! Look, you're getting what you wanted. I'm moving in with you.
Going somewhere?
Like, say, San Quentin.
Thank you.
Could we convince you to stay?
She's the first real friend I've ever had. She's the only real friend I've ever had.
I understand why you have to do this, but I wish you didn't have to.
Before he got here, I was the biggest loser. This place was hell for me. Can't even imagine what it's going to be like here without him.
That's right, deep announcer voice guy. At the end of last season, Ryan returned to Chino to be father to Teresa's baby. Marissa moved back in with her mother in Caleb's new mansion, even as Caleb was having some serious legal issues, what with all the crimes he was committing. And Seth ditches his absolutely beautiful and amazing girlfriend to run off to Tahiti because he can't bear to stay in an Orange County that also doesn't have Ryan. Wow, what an ending. Let's see how all this stuff resolves itself. Elise, talk to me about The Distance.
I can go the distance. How does that song go on Hercules?
I don't know. I don't have all the songs from Hercules at my beck and call for some crazy reason.
Well, Jimmy was Hercules.
Jimmy?
So he should.
Jimmy Cooper. We
Do
found.
you know what else?
What else?
Did you know
No.
that in real life, the guy that plays Jimmy Cooper was in a relationship with Jennifer Aniston?
What?
Yeah.
Like from Friends?
Yeah.
Rachel?
Yeah.
What?
Jimmy Cooper and Rachel.
Wow.
Yeah, who knew he was something one day.
You did.
Back in the day.
Yeah, well, he's not great here.
I can go I'll have to figure that out. Okay, so
At least talk to me about
The
The
Distance is the first episode of season 2 of the OC. It was written by series creator Josh Schwartz and directed by Ian Toynton, who previously directed the season 1 episodes, The Gamble and The Rivals.
Ooh, the one with Oliver.
Yeah, this episode originally aired November 4th, 2004.
Mr. Toynton.
Toynton.
He's Toit.
It's kind of a fun name.
It is.
Toynton.
On this episode, the Cohen household is torn apart, physically and literally and metaphorically, as Kirsten has commissioned a whole house remodel for
Pause.
some reason. What?
Did you write this?
Yeah,
You wrote this or did you pull it from somewhere?
I wrote this.
You wrote this?
I wrote this.
I'm going to listen more intently now.
Okay. It's September, and Seth still isn't back. And now that school is starting up, Kirsten's pretty ticked off about it. Seth is actually up in Portland, hanging out with his new best friend, Luke? Marissa is drinking heavily and probably fucking the pool boy. Ryan is working construction in Chino. Not sure how a 16-year-old got that job, but whatever. He seems pretty miserable with Teresa, and she seems to know it. Eventually, both Seth and Sandy both Ryan and Sandy head up to Portland to talk to Seth into coming home. Meanwhile, Teresa fakes a miscarriage and releases Ryan from his responsibility. So he too returns to the sunny shores of Newport Beach. We're one episode into season 2, and the status quo is restored. Thank God for network television.
That's a pretty good summary, Scott.
Except for the couple of mistakes that I caught while reading. But
you know what?
It happens.
You could post that on the OC Wiki.
It would be better.
And it would be better.
Maybe I'll do it.
And even with the mistakes, they'd still take it.
They would. Yep. Elise, talk to me about this episode. What did you think? What were your overall thoughts about season 2, episode 1, The Distance?
Okay. Well, I quite enjoy seasons 1, 2, and 3.
Mm-hmm.
Particularly, there are some characters in season 2 that I like.
Okay.
Now, in order to get to those characters that I like, you have to go through this episode.
Sure.
And I just want to get through it as quickly as possible, Scott, because I don't like this episode.
All right. So that's it. We're done with the episode. We'll see you all next week.
Okay. Thanks. Bye.
Tell me, what is it about this episode that you don't like?
So I felt like in season 1, there was a lot of time that was spent in order to kind of navigate which characters played off really well with each other and had a lot of chemistry together.
Mm-hmm.
And then once they found that and they had that rhythm, the show is much more enjoyable to watch.
Sure. But that doesn't exist in this episode.
No.
Yeah.
And I don't like that.
Every single one of our characters is separated from the character that they're good with, right?
Yes.
But they have to, like, because they ended the season that way, there has to be, like, they have to do the legwork of fixing all this stuff.
I guess so.
And I mean, they did it really fast. They did it in one episode. I kind of expected it to take.
Did they?
I mean,
Did they, Scott? You don't know if they did, do you?
Like, everyone is in the proper location. I think the relationships are definitely going to need mending. Yes. But everyone's in this right spot again. They're all back in the Orange County, which is where they need to be for this show to work.
Okay.
But I think you're right. I mean, it's just like Seth and Summer dynamic does not exist in this episode. Marissa and Ryan dynamic does not exist in this episode. Mm-hmm. Sandy and Ryan dynamic little tiny bit. And it's rough. It's rough. I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I understand. You know why I love this episode?
Think? Why?
Because my boy Luke is in it. My boy Luke is back in it, playing video games like a champ. He's over here on the Xbox going, yeah, give it to me, Cohen.
Did you
give
notice
it, yeah.
Come on, Chino. Try and hurt me. Huh? Make me feel pain. Wound me.
Think of all the money Luke saves on therapy playing these games. I think you should still consider therapy.
Oh, you're gonna pay for that.
Did you notice?
What?
His name is removed.
He's a special guest starring.
Yeah.
I mean,
you know what that means, Scott.
It's just a one-off. Here's my question to you. So,
okay, ask please.
Seth, we find out at the very end of this episode that Seth did not sail to Tahiti. Seth sailed to Catalina, ran out of snacks, and then rented a bus up to Portland.
Yeah.
Why Luke? like Luke went through a journey last year, a journey in season 1. He started off being the bully, and then he was kind of the idiot, and then he was the idiot that was banging the hot mom, and then he was the jerk, and then he was gone.
Here's the thing, Scott. First of all, Seth is mad at Ryan, so he's not going to go hang out with Ryan.
Sure.
He left Orange County and does not like Orange County or want to go back to Orange County.
Sure.
And he doesn't really have any friends.
That's true.
So he was thinking about, where can I go
The Nana.
that I know some people? The Nana,
The
yes.
Nana.
New York or Portland, which is closer and more reasonable for him to be able to make it there.
I mean, Portland's not that close. Southern California to Portland is literally almost the entire north-south of the state.
Closer than New York.
I mean, that is true. That is certainly true.
You're welcome. I've answered all of life's problems for you.
I get it.
Give me more.
I just don't. It's weird. It's weird seeing him just like work at a sailing teaching place with Luke,
and for him to be kind of cool too.
Yeah, like those two girls.
Yeah.
She was definitely vibing him.
Yeah,
Seth Cohen
Seth's
outside the
going
OC.
on.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, sorry I missed that.
Hey, what happened to you last night? We went to Salty's and my ID finally worked. It was so much fun.
Yeah, I don't know. Just wasn't up for it.
Cohen got in a little fight with his mom.
Thank you. That was both honest and emasculating.
Parents turning up the heat?
I guess. It's probably time to tell them about the homeschool plan.
I'm sure that will go over really well. We gotta get back out there. Just wanted to share.
Right, dude.
All right.
Don't drown.
I mean, that's been the eternal disconnect of the show, is that Seth Cohen is supposed to be this nerd who has no friends, and yet he's incredibly cool, is incredibly smooth, funny, smart.
When Sandy's your dad.
Yeah. Fucking Sandy Cohen.
Yeah.
Eyebrows. I miss those eyebrows. Oh, did I miss those eyebrows?
It's okay. We had seen them every week on the other show.
Yeah, but they were like...
It was very gaunt.
Yeah. You know, I mean, what is his name? Peter Gallagher. Peter Gallagher was playing a character in the show Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist, but his character was like that had terminal nerve damage. I don't know. He was paralyzed and couldn't move, and so Peter Gallagher's role in the show was basically to stand still with his eyes wide and not move for episodes on end, which is like
pretty good gig.
It is. He did have to sing and dance sometimes because of the way the show, the conceit of the show, but. Anyway, we totally distracted.
Yeah, that's okay.
So you didn't like the episode. I liked it fine. There were some funny parts in it, but I see why you didn't like it. Now, instead of going through a beat by beat of the show, I think we're just going to do... Go ahead and do it.
I'm not. I told them at the very beginning that I was never going to do it again.
Never going to do what?
I can't do it. And that's Scott's interpretation.
I think mine was better. We'll let the people decide. Yeah, like the cymbal crash.
Is that what that was?
Well, I mean, like it was more of a crack than a crash.
I don't know if anyone would have gotten a cymbal crash from that unless you had said it.
You know what? I don't need this kind of negativity.
It's okay. Okay, continue, please.
So instead of going through the episode beat by beat, moment by moment, we're instead going to highlight the episode and talk about our favorite parts and our least favorite parts of the episode.
Okay.
And I think we'll get a vision of the episode through that, because I think we're going to try to each have a different thorn and a rose of the show. See, we're extending the idea of the rosies and the thornies beyond just the parts that are about us, but to be about the show.
That's good, Scott.
So Elise, what is your thorn? What is, and I think, I'm looking here at your notes, Elise, and I believe you've gotten what the words thorn and rose confused here.
No, it's perfectly true.
Oh,
yeah,
interesting. Okay, well, well,
you're surprised. I know. It's
am.
the only time that those names will be in those slots.
I am.
I mean, maybe not the only time, but it's true, Scott.
Sure, talk to
So
me.
my thorn this week is the Seth and Summer dynamic, because it is non-existent, and that's why I'm upset.
Okay.
I don't like it because I love Seth and Summer together. I really just like Summer's character, and you know what? I still get enough of the classic Summer that I know and love, and I really enjoy her like coming into the house with the box of stuff and that little banter with her and Kirsten. and then both being done with Seth because they're upset that Seth left them both.
Yeah.
And Kirsten's mad, and Kirsten understands why Summer is bringing everything over and leaving it, and Kirsten wishes she could do the same thing, but she can't because Seth is her son.
Yeah. Kirsten is in a bad mood this entire episode. You know what my favorite part of the episode is?
What? Are we gonna get there? Or are you like just the bonus favorite part?
It's a bonus favorite part.
Oh, okay.
When Summer brings that stuff into Seth's room and he sees what's the name of the horse? I forgot.
Captain Oates.
Captain Oates. She says,
Hope we can still be friends.
to the toy horse. Like sometimes the show like goes hard for a joke. Okay, you're talking. That's fine. That's fine. Summer, say goodbye to Captain Oates, and then she walks out of the room. Yeah, Summer's a badass.
Yeah. But so that's my thorn because we don't get any of it, and we know that because Summer is this upset and Seth has been gone and is just a turd. When he comes back, it's going to be a while before we get that Seth and Summer dynamic that we know and love from the end of season 1 back again.
Yeah.
I'm upset about it.
I love Summer, as you know.
Oh, yes.
I love Rachel Bilson as an actress. I do think she sometimes struggles with acting. There is a scene in this episode of the show where Marissa and Summer are sitting by the side of Marissa's pool in her mom's brand new mega mansion that Caleb bought her, and this is the scene where we see Marissa's drinking like a Newport Beach iced tea at 10 a.m.
Who hasn't done that?
That's and we'll talk about Marissa's and her drinking stuff because that's gonna be my thorn. But Summer like sees the pool boy and he's like this glistening hot pool boy. Like it's like they covered him in baby oil before they started rolling the cameras.
Yeah, they did.
And Summer does this thing that is I just don't think Rachel Bilson is comfortable saying these words, and I think it comes off in the performance because she's like,
Damn, girl. Break me up a piece of that.
Damn, girl. And it's just like, it's bad. It's bad.
Now, if you've seen enough Rachel Bilson acting as I have, she's comfortable, and that's how she makes those things.
It's bad. It's bad.
I think it's funny.
Okay. Well, we'll let the viewers decide. The listeners decide.
Okay.
You're right. It's as natural sounding as it is when you do it. It's terrible.
That was very natural.
No,
for
it
me.
was not.
It felt natural.
You know what? I think Rachel probably feels the same way, and she's wrong too.
Well, that's why Rachel and I are one and the same.
So here's my thorn of this episode, and as I hinted towards it, it's Marissa, it's Julie Cooper, it's Mr. Cooper. I forgot his name.
Jimmy.
Hercules. Thank you.
I did
Cooper.
look up the lyrics.
We don't have time for the lyrics of the Hercules song right
Why
now,
not?
because we're talking about something. You know what? Just how have I not learned? Go for it. Please go. You're not going to stop. You're not going to stop. So just go.
And I won't look back. I can go the distance and I'll stay on track. No, I won't accept defeat. It's an uphill slope, but I won't lose hope till I go the distance and my journey is complete. I think I messed that up. I know I really don't listen or watch Hercules a lot. But
I love you. Definitely missed some notes there.
Oh my gosh.
What?
I will pay you lots of money.
Okay.
What do you want as a prize if you can guess this? This is like really cool.
I want a PlayStation 5.
Okay, I will buy you a PlayStation 5.
Okay.
If you can guess without looking it up, because I can see it's a reflected screen right here. Who did Go the Distance?
Who does it?
Who does it? The song by,
I'm
assuming.
Who wrote the song?
Who wrote it?
I don't know.
And who also, I think, might have been singing it, which makes it even better.
I don't know. It's Hercules singing it, right? It's a man.
Yeah.
Is it someone that you really like? Can you give me some clues?
Oh, great hair.
Great hair.
Classic 90s.
Classic 90s hair. I don't know, babe. This is not good audio. Just have me sit here and think.
Michael Bolton.
Oh, of course it's Michael Bolton.
This is great. Oh my gosh.
If you had said...
It's like Donny Osmond doing Mulan. This is perfect.
Okay,
sorry guys. I chased a buddy.
What was I talking about? I don't even
Your
remember
thorn.
anymore.
I think your thorn.
Yeah, my thorn, which
Julie
is
Cooper.
Marissa, Julie Cooper, Jimmy Cooper, and what they're doing with Marissa again. So but we talked about this at the end of last season. They're basically doing the Marissa drinks again plot.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't know, like, what... I don't know what you can do with this other than she's going to get reckless and get drunk and get in trouble, and her parents are going to need to try to rein her in, and then Ryan's going to need to try to rein her in again, and she's not going to listen to Ryan because she's mad at him. She's not going to... It's just, like, we've been here before. I just, like... I hate that, like, once you've introduced the concept of alcoholism in a show, like... the show just wants to go back to it again and again. Like anytime you have a story about addiction, it's just like, we need to go back to the addiction. We need to just do the addiction storyline again. And like, look, addiction is something that people struggle with their entire life. Like that is just a fact of it. Of course it is. But the way they do it in these stories, it's just boring. It's just hitting the same beats over and over and over again. And I don't care. I'm already tired of the Marissa plotline.
Is it that you don't care about that plotline, or you don't care enough about the character for them to invest in that plotline?
Well, I mean, here's my thing: is it's just gonna. I don't know. I don't love Marissa. I don't love Marissa.
See?
I don't find her very fascinating as a character. But I don't like completely not care about her to the point where like I'm not like, oh, I don't care if she gets drunk and does something stupid again. I just like, it's just, we've done this already. And that's kind of like, that brings me to the Julie Cooper and the Caleb thing, which on the one half, I love the Caleb side of it. And we're going to talk that, but like, they're literally just rewriting Julie Cooper's problems beginning season 1. Like almost identically. Like in season one of this episode, she's talking about getting a new horse for, I forgot the name of her other daughter. I don't remember any of the names on this show.
I can't think of it
Caitlin.
either. Oh, it is Caitlin. Good job. I was going to say Shailene because I just knew Shailene, but Shailene's gone.
Yeah.
Never again.
She's going to get a new horse for Caitlin, and Caleb is worried about it because he's having legal troubles and he might lose everything and go to jail, which is like exactly what they did last year with Jimmy. And I appreciate the irony of it that she married this rich fucking dude to get back into the game after her rich fucking dude screwed her over. And that's going to happen again. That's fucking hilarious. But it's also tired. Like we've done it before. And I just feel like with Marissa and with Julie Cooper at the beginning of this episode, we're just slotting them right back in the places they were last time. They still are butting heads. They still don't like each other. I guess the one difference is we see this moment where Julie Cooper and Jimmy like have like a conference about her and agree to help each other out because they're not fighting anymore, because Jimmy's happy because he's still with Haley, who's referenced in this episode but not seen, and Julie's like I don't know. I didn't like those parts of it. And that's
we can get rid of the Coopers. You want to get rid of the Coopers?
Yeah, I don't want to hang out with the
Thanos.
Coopers.
I got rid of the Coopers.
Thanos? Is that what he says when he snaps now? He goes, Thanos.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Thanos. Double Thanos. You're not good at snapping.
I'm not.
Okay, we got to stop that. Okay, so that's the bad stuff. Let's talk about... stop it. Let's talk about the good stuff.
Hey, my girl Teresa is gone.
Oh, so it's that she's gone that you like. So the interesting thing about this is like, I envisioned the roses and thorns as like, what were your least favorite and most favorite parts of the actual episode?
Yeah, I'm happy that she...
No, your thorn was...
It's gone.
Your thorn was, I'm mad because this thing isn't in it. And your rose is, I'm mad because this thing is no longer going to be in it.
Well, they won't always be like that. It's just this episode.
Sure.
You know?
But yeah, I mean, we have to talk about the Teresa situation, which is basically that Teresa and Ryan are living together, presumably in Teresa's mom's house.
Yeah,
although
because
we never
mom's
see
heavily
it.
involved.
There's this whole scene when like we have Ryan like go out to take the trash out as if he's like an old married man,
and his wife beater.
His wife, because he always wears the wife beater, but he sees the kids riding by on their bicycles, and he's like this like in the sunset, and there's this like reminiscent moment where he's like, oh, I wish I could just be a kid again. Oh.
Ryan, you could have been a kid again. You could have decided to stay there, and then you could have had the best of both worlds. But you know what? Only time I'm going to be happy.
Yeah.
Way to go, my girl Teresa.
I went to the doctors for the checkup, and they couldn't find a heartbeat. I lost the baby, Ryan. I guess in the first couple months this can happen.
Okay. Okay, I'm coming back. I'm getting on the next flight, and
No.
What?
I think that maybe we should see this as a sign. You know, I think it's a sign. Ryan, you're not happy with me. You haven't been happy. The only reason you've stayed is because of this baby. And now there isn't a baby.
You don't want me to come home?
You don't want to come home.
You're happy with what she did.
I'm not happy with what she did, but I'm happy that, hey, she recognized that he didn't want to do it, so let him live his life.
Sure, but don't lie to him about his kid.
No, I mean, don't lie.
I mean, we don't know if it's his kid or not, but like, I don't know. This is incredibly short-sighted by Teresa to just be like, oops, I had a miscarriage. Don't come home. Bye.
But, you know, if he really had loved and cared about her, he would have heard that and he would have been on the, you know,
right. I mean,
right back.
He was looking. I mean, she was exactly right. He was. The only reason he was there was because of the kid. And the second the kid is done with, he's gone. Not even like console this woman I care about for losing her child. Like, he is gone. He flies from Portland back to LA and drives directly to Newport Beach.
Yeah.
Does not stop in Chino. I'm going to assume he didn't even go to get his shit.
Who needs
pick
that?
up his shit.
Cohen's will get him whatever
buy
he
me new
needs.
shit. That's kind of cold-hearted of Ryan, right? But I mean,
but she's gone. Yeah.
So like, I mean, Teresa's going to show up in the story again. I don't think it's going to be for a while, but she's definitely not done in the story. I'm like at the end of the season, I bet we're going to come back. He's going to bump into her and she's going to be standing with her back to the camera. And then she's going to turn and you're going to see a big old, either a born baby or a big old pregnant belly.
Okay.
And he's going to be like, what? You lied to me? It's a dumb, like, if it is his kid, he has a moral and
the kid has the right to know
and
who
a
their dad
legal
is.
and a legal responsibility to that child. If it's not his kid, I guess he doesn't, but I still feel like dishonesty in this case. I don't know. It's a show. I need to stop being so bent out of shape at it. But
yeah.
But my problem is,
what's your rose?
I was gonna be negative again. I was gonna be negative again.
No, Scott, we have moved on to the positive side. We are smelling the perfume.
But I wanted to talk about how there's no consequences in this show. There's no consequences for anything anybody does. What?
You always want people to have consequences, but what you need to learn is rich people don't have consequences.
That's fair. That's fair.
So there's not going to be a lot of consequences in the show.
My point is, Seth is behaving like a little shit this entire episode.
He is.
He runs off to Portland, and he's like, I'm not coming back until Ryan comes back. And he's like mean to his mother. His father flies all the way up to see there, and he's a dick to his dad. And his dad, like, Sandy Cohen is a fucking saint in this episode. He's a saint. I'm changing my rose. My rose is Sandy Cohen because he's like, his wife's being mean to him because she's blaming him because he's not taking a hard line with Seth and saying like, Seth,
parenting style. Yeah.
It's a different type. They have different parenting styles. And Sandy Cohen is a person who ran away from home at the same time and knows what is going through the head of a kid who runs away from home. So forcing him to come back is not the answer. And he's right. But like Seth doesn't learn that he should go home. It's only after Ryan is released from his baby duties that Seth is like, hey, let's go back to Newport together. So like, he doesn't learn his lesson, and Kirsten doesn't learn her lesson either because she gets what she wants. Ryan gets what he wants.
Seth is going to learn an interesting lesson because he's going back and it's going to be a very different world than what he left.
I hope it is at least 7 episodes.
You know who's going to want to teach him a lesson?
Before Summer.
Yeah, that's Summer, girl.
If we go into episode 2 and Summer's like, I forgive you, let's date again. Let's
one of my all-time favorite storylines with...
Are you going to spoil something right now?
I'm just going to say one of my favorite storylines happens this season. Okay. I'll just say that. There we go. I'm done.
Okay. Okay.
I don't want to spoil anything for you, so I'm not going to go any further. But when it happens, I will tell you if it is one of my favorites or not.
So my other rose that I switched halfway through.
No, you had one.
No, but I want
one and done.
No, but Caleb. Okay, can we talk about? Can you please talk about Caleb?
Why do you like Caleb?
Why do I like Caleb? Because he's getting in fucking trouble. I love when they're getting in.
You love when they get
trouble.
consequences.
Yeah.
You know what? Sometimes people don't have consequences. They have choices, and their natural consequences happen because of those choices.
Yeah, but
you may not have it right now, but it'll come down the road.
That's what. But I don't think the show has shown that.
Well,
but Caleb is in trouble. He's being super paranoid. He's talking about
he's gonna have some justice.
Is that flower? That's why I love it. Is that flower van? Are we getting new flowers every week?
You know who else will eventually have some justice?
Who will have justice?
Every character.
What does that mean?
I can't tell you one because I don't want you to jump to conclusions on any specific character name.
I'm already jumping to conclusions just by you saying that. Huh. No, but I mean, you're right. You're right that.
Thank you. That's on record. I just want you to know. You said it twice.
That the consequences do not need to happen in the same episode. You are right.
Mm-hmm. Have you always had a consequence for every wrong decision that you've ever made in your life?
No, but that's
exactly.
That's why stories are different than real life. You're challenging me on the claim that stories are not the same as real life?
Maybe no stories aren't the same as real life, but they're always more realistic when you see things like that happen.
Okay.
Yeah. We're just watching the real life of the OC.
This is how real people live.
Yeah.
15-year-olds run away to Portland.
In the OC. That's how it happens, babe.
And spend their whole summer up in Portland.
Making some money.
Yeah,
meeting the ladies.
I don't just like the Caleb stuff because Caleb's getting consequences. I like the Caleb stuff because I love the actor that plays Caleb, and I love him being a paranoid, kind of freaking out type of dude.
Yeah.
I love when he meets Sandy in the parking garage, deep throat, and it's like you got to let me know how much trouble I'm in. And I mean, the show is he's fucked. The show at the end of this episode is the DA is making their case. It's going to be a big case. You're going to go down, and so is everyone around you. I mean, remember, his wife works at the company.
What'd the DA say?
The clouds have gathered, Cal. It's about to rain down on you. On all of us. So put your storm windows in, if you know what I mean.
I'd better.
Get your house in order. The Newport group, the family. Do it soon.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is going to be bad for everybody.
That's why they roped Sandy in, because Sandy's got some stakes. He doesn't want something to happen to Kirsten, but Kirsten better not be so mean to him, because if he's not happy with Kiki, maybe he lets Kiki go away.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you think about that?
I don't think that's going to happen.
Why
I don't think
not?
it's going to happen.
Because I said it.
What'd you feel about the shirtless, very hunky men that were roving around the Cohen house during the remodel throughout this episod? Did you enjoy that as a person that likes shirtless, hunky men?
Why not?
Do you want me to start walking around the house shirtless all the time? And I look exactly like those guys, so.
Yeah, as long as you're doing some housework, sure.
Sure. Okay. Let me just knock down this wall real quick.
Or just drag your hole into another one.
Look, that was an accident. I made a hole in the wall because I was dancing down the hallway and I lost my balance.
Trying to jump kick down the hallway.
I was trying to jump kick down the hallway. I lost my balance and I kicked a little hole in the wall.
In the door.
Fine. What, in the door? No.
Yeah, no, there's a dent in the door too.
That's not me. I didn't do that.
Uh-huh.
That's not.
It was.
No, it's not.
Okay.
I was there. I saw my foot go through the wall.
Okay. You got 2 feet.
Elise Daly.
Yeah.
Don't you start.
I do have a question,
with me.
though.
What is your question?
When you knocked that hole in the wall, what punishment did you have for that?
I'm going to have to pay money to repair the
but
hole.
Was it immediate?
I hate you.
Why?
I hate you.
Why?
You know what I mean.
I do. I just think it's funny because all the time, anytime that you have a story or a show and you're not happy with it, one of the first things is because you're they didn't have any consequences for what happened. They need to have consequences.
That is what conflict is. Choice and consequence.
It's just sometimes it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen.
That is what writing is. Cause and effect. This, therefore this. That's what it's supposed to be.
Doesn't have to be. Anyways.
At least
we're in conflict right now, aren't we?
We are, and there's going to be consequences.
Are there?
Oh, you bet.
Yeah.
For me. I'm the one.
Yeah,
that's gonna
for
be
you.
true. Hey, can we move on to the next part of the show?
The relationship status, which is going to look a little different these days. I know everyone loved our kind of horse race style play-by-play.
I mean, you can still do that. We're just going to talk about it a little bit afterwards.
So you want me to do it? You want me to take a big deep breath?
Go for it.
So relationship status. Cooper and Ryan last season, they ended a 2 out of 10. This season, Ryan went away to Chino and tried to keep up with Marissa, only to find out that long-distance relationships especially won't work when you are in another relationship with your baby mama. Marissa loves to breathe heavily into phones, and Ryan seems into it.
Yeah.
So we're going to give him a 1 out of 10.
She did call him on the phone and just go like...
Yeah. So really, we've already kind of talked about how Ryan's in Chino. Ryan went away. Part of him going away means that him and Marissa are now no longer in a relationship. They did say that they try to at least keep in contact at first, whether that be they're just trying to stay really close friends or whether they were kind of trying to keep the romantic possibility alive. They didn't really go into much depth about that. But regardless, it ended. She didn't really keep up with him after that. And she does, though, want to hear his voice sometimes. So she'll just call him in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
He'll roll over and he'll answer. And he asks who it was. And she doesn't say, but he knows.
And there's that excellent scene where between I said Julie Cooper and Marissa was my least favorite, but there's that one hilarious scene.
Because I will not spend another minute living like this. All summer long, you've ignored me, acting like I don't even exist. I wish.
What did you say?
Why do we have to keep doing this? Honey, instead of shutting me out, just tell me what's bothering you.
You really want to know what's bothering me? Do you? Do you really want to know what's on my mind?
Yes.
She just screams and throws the chairs.
Screams. That was, I don't know if it was meant to be funny, but it made me laugh. That scene made me laugh. So she's clearly missing Ryan, but I think you're right. The relationship is in a bad place, but I think that one is correct. That one, I mean, everyone gets a +1 for late night breathy phone calls.
Can I do that to you next time you're gone away from me? It's going to be a while.
Yeah, please do. Please do. Okay. Up next, we have Seth and Summer. Last season, we left them at a 3 out of 10 because Seth had ran off without saying anything. Seth left a letter for Summer, and that was not enough for her. She's pissed. She packed up all his stuff and brought it back to his home, and it looks like they are donezo for now. We're going to leave them at 1 out of 10. We're not quite done with these two yet. I think on the Summer side of things are pretty kaput. But on the Seth side, I think he's hoping, and I think we're going to give him a 1 for that.
I'm praying and wishing.
I hope the next episode is Ryan and Seth. You can't just come back now after a summer gone and
have life back to normal.
Expect everything's going to go back to normal.
Well, we will just have to see what happens.
All right.
Sandy and Kirsten Cohen last season ended on a 6 out of 10. This season, Kirsten blames Seth staying in Portland on Sandy's hippie parenting style. She's not happy with it and letting everyone, including the construction workers in her home, know that their house isn't the only thing that needs a facelift right now, Scott.
Do you mean a metaphorical facelift, or is she getting plastic surgery?
A metaphorical. They're at a 4 out of 10.
Okay. How did you feel about the way Kirsten? Because I took the negative stance that she's taking it out on her husband, and that's not really fair. Did you? I mean,
well,
can you see her point of view?
I understand why she is upset at maybe a difference in parenting styles, but you also have to realize that there are two parents that are involved, and so your stance of it is your fault because you did something wrong, so you need to fix it, is just as much in the wrong as maybe what Sandy's doing. Not that, I mean, like, I feel like there are things that Sandy could be doing differently, but at the same time, I mean, like, there are choices that you have to make, and there's going to be consequences for those. And so I feel like Seth's making his choice, and if you want to give him choices and he makes that, then that's something he has to live with. And Sandy and Kirsten need to be on the same page about what choices they want to offer to Seth.
Sure.
But then if he doesn't do what you want him to do, you can't be upset because he didn't make that decision.
Yeah, it's not Sandy's fault. Yeah. I agree with that.
I think she's...
Well said. Well said. Do you think Ryan, or do you think Seth would have gone home if Ryan hadn't lost the kid? Lost, quote unquote, the kid?
I think it would have taken longer for him to go home.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would have to have been something like he gets into a situation and he needs something from home.
Sure.
And so he goes and he asks for it. And hopefully they would have been firm and just said, you know, you're not here. And if you want to make your decision and you need this, then you need to provide it for yourself because you decided to leave the house, and that's fine if you want to do that. But that means that you need to start providing for yourself some too.
His plan was to homeschool in Portland.
Yeah.
How would that work legally, teacher? Could
you have to be certified to do it?
Yeah.
So he would not have been able to do that easily. No.
So Luke's dad must have been certified, but like also,
or I mean, like there's people that are actual homeschool
he would need
certifications.
His parents sign off on that, right?
If he's less than 18, so yes.
Yeah. Just a bad plan, Seth. Mm-hmm. I think he would have gone home eventually. I do. I think
it would have caught up with him.
I think one thing that the show cleverly does is like lay the seeds that once Sandy approached him and said, I'm not going to try to stop you anymore, the rebellious push side of it from Seth went away and he started kind of feeling bad and missing his parents. I think a lot of it, he was just mad. He was just angry, and he was angry at everyone, and he was taking it out on his parents, just like his wife was his mother was taking it out on her husband.
Yeah.
And once that anger goes away, all that's left is, oh yeah, I can't actually do this. So I think he would have gone there eventually. Yeah. But certainly, made it happen faster with Ryan showing up.
Scott, you were up next with our favorite couple, Julie Cooper and Caleb Nichol.
All right, Julie Cooper and Caleb Nichol. Last season, we gave them a 9 out of 10. We called them the couple of the season. There's this really nice house that everyone is living in, but Caleb still hasn't told Julie that the company is in trouble, which is the same problem all over again. There is some dirt being pushed under the rug, and that dirt is a 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is the beginning of one of the main conflicts of the season, I'm guessing, which is the fall of Caleb Nichol and poor Julie Cooper.
Caleb.
Poor Julie Cooper has hitched herself to the wrong wagon again.
Once again.
So we'll see what happens here. Yeah, I mean, like I always thought it was weird, the two of them together, and like I love how Julie Cooper makes a joke with her ex-husband about how unlimber he is, which is kind of gross.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's also
Julie
gross.
and Jimmy have a very unique
It's also gross for Jimmy to be talking about how limber. I mean, I guess like I want to make my ex-wife jealous by talking about my sex life with my new girlfriend. I don't know. I've never had an ex-wife before, but I don't think I would want to do that at all, ever.
No. I think I would find that strange.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to move on to Jimmy and Haley. Last season ended at an 8 out of 10. Just by word of mouth, Jimmy says that they're doing fine. So can't knock them down, can't raise them up. They're still going to stay at an 8 out of 10.
So they're our couple of the week.
Yeah.
it's Jimmy and the not in the episode Haley, which is wonderful.
So yeah, because she's not in the episode. We can't really tell you much of what's going on other than they seem to be living together in their boathouse.
Yeah.
Jimmy's boathouse.
Well, Jimmy has a boathouse now?
A house on a boat. He lives in his boat.
Does he?
Thought he did.
Spoiler,
sorry.
What happened to the house he was renting? Did
I
they
don't
move
remember.
out of that?
Last I remember,
renting a
Jimmy was
duplex.
living in a boat.
No,
Maybe I'm just confused. I'm confused.
All right.
Continue.
Last and certainly least, we have Ryan and Teresa.
And hopefully for the last time, Ryan and Teresa.
Last season, we gave them a 5 out of 10. Teresa and Ryan call it quits after Teresa lies about a baby. She lies about the baby being lost. You put 1 out of 10 on here, but you know what I'm going to do, Elise?
Are you going to make it a 0
I'm going to make it a 0.
delete them?
I'm going to make it a 0. This is it. We're taking them off the board. Ryan and Teresa, we've taken them off the board before, and then we had to put them back on.
That one was that baby.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
You know what you just did there?
You
killed the baby.
I killed the baby. I killed the baby. And you know what?
You don't feel bad about it, do you?
I don't feel that bad. I don't feel that bad. So that's it. That's it for season 2, episode 1. I am killing time right now because I forgot to look up the name of the
We
next
can
episode.
go the distance. We will watch the show. And
come on, you can do it.
I
You can
don't
do it.
remember.
Ooh. The season 2, episode 2 is titled The Way We Were. So that makes me very interested in exactly what we were talking about, where I think our boys coming back to the Orange County are going to want things to go back to normal. And our ladies are going to say, no. No,
it's a good call.
you fucker.
Because, you heard who Summer spent some time with over the summer. Did you catch that?
I did. A man named Chris? Zach. Have we seen Zach before? Is that a new?
No.
Okay.
We've never met Zach
There's
before.
a Zach in the picture. And also there was literally as subtextual as you can be without becoming text, Marissa and the pool boy had or will have something going on here.
Interesting prediction there, Scotty.
Although I think if I were the pool boy, I'd be rather annoyed that I have to jump into the pool to get the sun chair and the table that Marissa threw in there while screaming at the top of her lungs while drunk at 10 o'clock in the morning. But,
some guys are into that.
Some guys are into cleaning
You
lawn
are.
furniture out of a pool.
Yeah, you are.
I am? Yeah. Okay.
When I throw the furniture, you just pick it right up.
That's true. That's true.
I've never thrown furniture.
Not as far
Not
as,
that you've
as
seen.
I don't know.
I don't remember ever throwing furniture.
Hey, Elise, that's all we have time for you this week.
Yeah, that is. So that's another show.
If you like this
Another showdown.
podcast, you can check out it and all the other shows we have at doofmedia.com. Also, consider donating to our Patreon account. Where do they go to do that, Elise?
Over at patreon.com/doofmedia.
And how much can they donate?
An arm, a leg.
No, you cannot donate body parts. We don't accept those.
You can chop off your body part, sell the body part, then give us the money that you received for said body part.
We would take that.
Yes.
Yes. Please wash any blood off of it before you electronically donate it to us.
Yes.
And please don't implicate us in any murder schemes.
I'm not telling you to do that, but
I'm just telling you, if you did, we would gladly accept it.
It's money, Why not?
Also, if you happen to be listening via Apple Podcasts, why don't you head on over there and leave us a rating and a review. We're back. It's season 2. We're hitting the ground running here, and we need some reviews for Elise to read in, what accent will we do? A Russian accent. The next review we get, Elise will read in a Russian accent. She's been watching a lot of Killing Eve,
I have.
and the character in that speaks with a Russian accent.
Or I could sing it to the melody of a Disney song.
Sure, one of those two. That's fine with me. All right, folks, we will see you back here next week where we cover Season 2, Episode 2, The Way We Were.
Bye-bye.
It's just a checkup, There'll be a lot of sitting around, reading old TV guides, listening to bad music.